Saturday, November 15th, 1:40 p.m. New York time. Welcome back, investors, to Winning Wall Street's Money. The middle of the month of the last quarter of the year. Going to go over currencies, a broad group of currencies, top down, meaning multiple time frames. If you're not situation aware, one, commodities are priced in the US dollars. Typically, when the dollar gets weaker, commodities go higher. That's part of it. International trade is mostly done by currencies. I recall the two biggest trading partners to the United States are Canada and Mexico. We exchange products and services by using currencies. There are some nations that don't have confidence in each other and they barter, or they just don't want possession of certain nations' currencies. So, example, Iran and North Korea, they do business together from weapon systems to commodities. Very likely, they are not using their own currency. They might be using US dollars that they occurred somehow, or they might be bartering between oil from Iran for weapons from North Korea. Another thing would be like commodities leaving Russia and going to other nations, where it's maybe they're getting dollars, but not their own nation's currencies. The US dollar index, the key word is index, it currently consists of several currencies. The US dollar index consists of 6 currencies, and this US dollar index trades in the future market on the ICE exchange. That's why it has a dollar sign in front of the symbol. There are different future exchanges. So the 6 currencies in this US dollar index, the first, I'll give you the largest weighted ones, is Euro, Japanese yen, British pound, Canadian dollar, Swedish crown, and Swiss franc. So the top 3 currencies in this index that weigh above 10% of the index is the euro, yen, and pound. The U.S. Central Bank, aka Federal Reserve, also holds on to currencies of other nations. If you don't know, recently, the U.S. executive branch, that's the president, approved us doing a currency swap, meaning us giving our currency to another nation and they giving us their currency in return. That was with the nation of Argentina. We gave them a large amount of US dollars. In return, they gave us a large amount of their currency, and their currency value has declined. We bailed them out. That's called welfare. It's not corporate welfare. It's not individual welfare. It's a nation's welfare. So that became U.S. debt on that asset. Not a good thing. Looking here at the monthly chart of the US dollar, right off the bat, we are below the high of 2022. See that horizontal line? And here's the high of this year, 2025. We're below that. Yep. So, beginning of the year, we were up here. We sold off, weakening the US dollar, helping inflation in the United States for products to cost more because you have to spend more dollars to buy those products and services. That's not good. For the month, we tested, broke above this swing point, and now we're black below it. Look how small this trading range is. Yeah, it's only halfway through the month, small trading range, high and low. After breaking above this strong green candle. The midpoint here hasn't been tested yet. But overall, what are we hearing? Huge consolidation here. After the big move down, we might see a H pattern. H pattern could be lower. The middle chart, the weekly. Yep. For this week, we closed red, lower low, lower high. The current trend is down. This big consolidation here, we tested the swing point here. That was the prior week, broke above it, filled the close above it, forming another bearish pin bar, which was bearish bias. And I was trading the inverse on the euro for my day trades this week. Happy camper. So this week, look at that. We came down and we have tested this green zone, a prior demand zone. See this yellow candle? I labeled the high and low, drew out the zone. The reason why is we had that strong bullish candle break and close above it after we had this huge consolidation. Nice. So my expectation was we're going to go higher. We did. We went higher here and broke above that swing point. And then again, we filled. What a fake out. It's like a stop hunt. We have a little wick right here. So buyers willing to step in there. But again, the momentum is bearish. So they're speculating. The ones that bought it, if they're still holding it, they're speculating it's going to go higher. Guess what? Some of those people have been wrong in the past. So my point is, it's your income, it's your savings. Best you manage it yourself instead of outsourcing it. Yeah, we might get another bounce. Maybe building a staircase better than higher high. Time will tell. On the daily chart, we closed inside candle on Friday. Big wicks in the bottom. So 2 days in a row, buyers are stepping down here. We have not tested this demand zone yet. So maybe we get a little bounce. I don't know if we were going to reach here. Let me label that. Don't forget, next month, December, we have central bank meeting. Just a notice here on the daily chart. Here's a swing point. Here's another swing point. Top and bottom of this trend. And what we did was we did a deep retracement of this trend. Almost did 100%. We did deep retracement, which means we're a very bearish bias. Again, so any bounce up here has a lower probability of breaking above here. That's concerning. Let's go on to the next currencies. Okay, the euro, the largest weighted currency in the US dollar. Look at this on the monthly inverted, bullish since the beginning of the year. Huge consolidation, building energy, more likely to go higher. The weekly chart, we closed green, higher, high, higher, low. After this nice bullish pin bar. That's nice bullish pin bar. Tested what was a demand zone, a buyer. Nice. And the daily chart closed with the inside candle on Friday. Again, it's done a deep retracement of this move down, like a V pattern. So that means on a pullback, less likely we're going to break this low. Now, this is interesting. The inside candle, solid body equivalent to a red. That's a candlestick pattern. It's a 2 candlestick pattern, meaning that uses 2 candles. And it's at the bottom, it's at the top of a trend. So depending, it would help if the other ones were like that too. We'll see how it plays out. It's just interesting. Because on the bottom, one would call it a bullish harmony. Yeah, we'll see how it plays out. I'm expecting that may have a minor pullback. Let's go and look at the dollar again. Totally different on the dollar. Even though it's inside candle, excuse me, apologize. Even though it's inside candle on the dollar, it's a different kind of candle. Let's go on to the next currencies. Japanese yen. Yep, we're on the Pacific now. On the monthly, wow. Look at these prior highs prior years ago. Yeah. Lower low, lower high in the monthly. Huge impulse move down last month. Very bearish candle. A little trading range here. Wow. Not looking good. On the weekly, we broke below this trend line and closed below it. Let's open this up. Open up 5 years. There we go. Huge consolidation. The high of 2024, the low 2024. So we're inside the range of last year. And look at that huge decline in the Japanese yen. And we had this inside candle, pin bar. I labeled midpoint. We broke below it. So we got a lot of things going on here. A lot of things. Broke that, closed below that zone, and closed below this trend line. Wow. That's not looking good for them. In the daily chart, bearish pin bar, white candle, means they open and close the same price. Huge rejection. Not looking good. Or they import a lot of fossil fuels since they don't produce oil. Wow. Let's go on to the next currency. British pound. For the month, lower low, lower high, forming a little bullish pin bar here. There's the high for the year. There's the low for the year. Look at that. This was the high of last year. So it's done better than some other currencies. But it had a huge consolidation here and breaking down. The middle chart weekly, huge consolidation, broke below it. And look at this. Buyers stepping down here. Little tiny bodies, big wicks in the bottom. And now we're in this imbalance area. Yeah, staircase pattern. A lot of energy built here. Minor retracement expecting to work its way out further, maybe. Left chart, daily, inside candle on Friday. We haven't tested this imbalance area yet. Excuse me. Apologize. Inside candle. A lot of whipsaw here. Like a dodgy candle there. Indecision. Wow. All right. British pound. Let's go to the next currency. Australian dollar. Inside candle for the month. Look at that. Nice. Here's the bottom of the year. Consolidation. Big wicks in the bottom. Forming a dodgy end to that current month. And look at here in the weekly, the middle part. Yep. Consolidation. Really tight. Not big trading range compared to these prior. Interesting. Wonder if we're going to break down further, come to the swing point. And the daily chart on the far left. A lot of whipsaw. Wow. On to the next currency. Canadian dollar. Yep, it's trending down, lower, low, lower, high on the monthly. Wicks on the bottom, buyers stepping in here. Middle chart weekly. We made a higher high, higher low, small trading range after that bullish pin bar. Again, it filled to close even above the prior week. That's concerning. And the far left, the daily chart. Nice impulse move up, consolidation. So we have this huge imbalance area. The next currency. Swiss franc. Huge consolidation here. Nice. So huge move up, trend up off the lows of this year. Looks like more confidence it wants to go higher. And here on the left, I'm sorry, in the middle chart, the weekly. Yep, a lot of consolidation. Big reversal this past week off that bullish pin bar. Some selling on the top. Maybe we get a minor pullback. And look at the left, the daily chart, bearish pin bar. Look at this bearish pin bar too. So want to expect what? More likely to have a either test the midpoint in that wick or start trending down. Opportunities for trades. Go on to the next currency. Okay, Mexican peso. Right off the bat, look at this. All-time new high for the year. Broke above. Our neighbor to the north. New high for the year. Nice. Big green candle. Higher high, higher or higher high. Let's adjust this. There we go. Yep, we have the inside candle the prior week. Broke above and below it, but closed up strong here. Nice. Getting consolidation. Interesting. Strong Mexican peso against the US dollar. Again, the United States imports, like I said, Canada and the United States are the two biggest trading partners to the United States. Be paying again more for your imports. And the middle chart weekly, nice breakout to the upside. Okay, the far left daily chart, we got that bearish pin bar, huge sell-off after that, and buyers stepped in on the dip. Get a solid investment if you bought it at the beginning of the year or maintain doing dollar cost average. On to the next currency. The Chinese yuan. So this is now a currency pair that's on the Forex exchange because it has 6 letters, 3 letters followed by a /, 3 letters. So when it trends up, it's stronger dollar. When it's trending down, stronger Chinese yuan. Current month, inside candle. Again, trending down is weaker dollar, stronger yuan. Just shy of retesting low this year. Middle chart weekly. Yep, staircase pattern, lower low. Dollar is weak against the Chinese yuan. Again, we have no signed trade agreement since the last meeting between the U.S. executive branch and the Chinese Communist executive branch. It was a handshake deal. It's not solid. No signed agreement. And they are in the advantage because their currency is gaining strength against ours. Far left chart, daily. Yep, look at that. Huge move down. It's past few days. Coming back to a swing point. Interesting. Let's look at one more asset. This asset is not a currency. What it is a digital asset. Again, marketing, they use the word cryptocurrency. It is not a currency. It's a financial asset. Central banks, aka U.S. Federal Reserve, it's not used for payments in the United States broadly. It's an asset. You can use it for bartering. Big difference. It's crypto. It's an asset, just like U.S. Treasury or corporate bonds are an asset. They're not currency. Monthly charts on the far right. Huge bearish candle. Broke below, currently trading below this imbalance area. Yeah, huge markdown. Middle chart weekly. Broke below a swing point and closed below the swing point. We knew that was coming on the bearish bias since the staircase pattern lower low. And the far left daily chart, again, breaking key levels. So we move that, broke another swing point, closed below it, broke below a demand zone and closed below it. Simply, what's occurring is the financial institutions, individual investors have been doing for a while reallocation of their financial assets, meaning they're taking their financial assets out of certain categories and rotating them out. We've seen certain commodities making all-time new high. So obviously some of the realignment of their assets are still going to markets. The people that are selling crypto are buying other assets. Again, certain commodities are buying certain equity. There are some assets in the stock markets that never return to their all-time highs. There are some crypto that are no longer listed. Nothing wrong with taking gains if you still have them and reinvesting them. Thank you as always, spending just a little time with me. That's it for the video. Thank you for watching.